Hey guys, GCSE STEM here. In today's video, we're going to be learning about different types of energy. Now, Webb is the key law surrounding energy first and foremost, and it's known as the conservation of energy. And it states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be transferred from one form to another. And the 8 examples of energy you need to know are thermal energy, kinetic energy, gravitational potential, elastic potential, electrostatic, nuclear, magnetic, and chemical. What the conservation of energy means is that we cannot simply create thermal energy. It will have to be transferred from another form of energy, such as perhaps chemical or electrostatic, to then be created thermal. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Now, there are different ways in which energy can be transferred. An example of one is mechanical or mechanically, and that is by a force doing some work. The second type is electrically, work done by moving charges around. And the third and fourth one, is by heating or by radiation. An example of this is light or sound. And now, there's a key term when we're talking about energy and transferation, and that is a system. Now, a system is just a fancy word for an object or a group of objects. An example is just a single aeroplane or 2 cars. When a system changes, energy is then transferred. It can be transferred into a system, or it can be transferred out of a system between different objects within the system, such as perhaps the 2 cars within the system we used in a previous example, or between different types of energy stores, such as perhaps the car's petrol, which is perhaps a chemical energy, and the car's thermal energy, which is the heating. Now, there are 2 types of systems. The first example is a closed system, and a closed system is where neither matter or energy can enter or leave. The net change, which is just a fancy word for the difference in the total energy of a closed system, is always 0. The other type of system, which I'm guessing you could guess, is an open system. And an open system is the total opposite. Energy can leave from the system, energy and matter can, and the net change can, but not always be 0. And now, the first type of energy transferation we're going to talk about is by heating. Take the kettle we have on the left. The kettle is receiving electrical energy from the socket, and it's turning that into thermal energy to then heat up the water. Or we can do it by doing work. Now, work done is just simply another way for saying energy transferred. They're literally the same thing. Now, the 2 ways of doing work done is mechanical and electrical. And an example of mechanical is when you use a force to move an object. An example of this is when someone is kicking a ball. The kinetic energy from their leg is being transferred to the kinetic energy of a football. Or electrical work done, when a current flows to overcome the resistance in the wires of a circuit. That's the best way you can interpret it. Now, an example of this is the friction in a car. Now, when in the friction of a car's brakes and its wheels does work as it slows down, it causes a transfer from the wheel's kinetic energy stores to the thermal energy stores. Now, as a summary, by now you should know the conservation of energy law, which is energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred from one form to another. You should know the 8 different types of energy stores, which are thermal, kinetic, gravitational potential, elastic potential, chemical, magnetic, electrostatic, and nuclear. And the ways, let me just correct myself there, the ways it can be transferred. The different ways it can be transferred is through heating, radiation, work done, which are mechanical and electrical. And know what a system is. And a system is just simply an object or a group of objects. And the 2 types of systems are open and closed systems. That was GCSE STEM. See you next time.